Now, before we get into it, I'm just going to go rapid speed to explain a few things.
The Finsightful YouTube channel provides educational content only. All information shared by Finsightful, Matthew Brown, Nathan Moss, or any guest reflects personal opinions and is not financial, investment, tax, or legal advice. Viewers should do their own research or consult a licensed professional before making any financial decisions.
Okay, rapid fire over. Let's get into it.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you had a fantastic Anzac weekend. End of the school holidays. Kids are heading back to school tomorrow, so a lot of parents will be relieved that that's happening, me included. And let's get into today. I'm going to go through a couple of news items that's happened. We had a really bullish week last week on Bitcoin. Altcoins applied, some of the altcoins applied, and there's been a breath of fresh air into some of the meme coins, and particularly what's been going on with Trump's coin. All right, so having to think about all of that, in today's show, what I'm going to do is go through how I set up my charts so that I have some support and resistance lines around what happened last week, and then also just run you through basically the Trump tariff playbook, just show you where you can get access to that information. So without further ado, let's have a look at some information. So we've got the fear and greed chart here from CoinMarketCap, and we've seen a tremendous bounce out from maximum fear. So you can have a look down here. About a month ago, we were at this month, so 3 weeks ago, we were at all-time fear, and then we sort of bounced back up into neutral, and you can just see exactly what's happening with the Bitcoin price. So Bitcoin price was all-time lows, fantastic time to be accumulating at this particular point, and we've then seen the price of Bitcoin go up exponentially over that. So that's 10-12% rise, and we've seen markets move out. And what also has happened is that Bitcoin dominance has become even more prevalent, and just alt season is just nowhere near, and we really need Ethereum to look at making some sort of comeback as an indicator that alt season can continue. But a lot of the other main protocols, not Ethereum, so Sui, Solana, they have made some tremendous gains in the last couple of days. Also, what we're looking at is some huge inflows of capital back into PTS. So if you have a look here, over the last week, we've seen all this outflows coming through. And again, like I mentioned before, that this is the absolute worst time to be selling, because you can have a look at the fear and greed back here at the beginning of April. We've also got huge outflows. Huge outflows of ETFs. Then, when we have price of Bitcoin increasing significantly, so over 10%, 12% rise here in price, then we see more people buying in. And one of others is the best: be greedy when people are fearful, and be fearful when people are greedy. And so this is how people's emotions are just getting the best of them when they are looking to invest, looking to trade. So $2.7 billion of inflows into the PTS in the last week. Now, the tariff strategy that the Trump administration is employing was completely mapped out in November of last year by Stephen Moran. And so he is now one of the lead advisors to the Trump administration, and he putting a link at this video. So it's 41 pages, pretty intense reading, but this basically will outline their exact game plan for what the Trump administration is doing in regards to bringing the global, all the countries in the globe to the table so that America can renegotiate the global tariffs that are coming in there, that they're charging, and also the global tariffs that they are having imposed on them. And so the big thing is, if you want to do business in places like the United States or places like Australia, the Western world, it's relatively easy. And what I mean by that is you come into the country So it is extremely difficult for you to be able to just, for you to be able to take your service or your product that is made externally from places like India and China, and then bring those over locally to then run a successful business, profitable business in those countries. And so what that does, that leaves Americans and American companies at a significant disadvantage to local Chinese companies, because if they want to export a service or bring a service into the US, the Western world, it's really, really easy. It's very, very little red tape. And so that is one of, I think that's also one of the things that the Trump administration is trying to improve. So it's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out. We saw South Korea the other day, basically say they're going to drop all tariffs and they're not going to impose any tariffs against retaliation back on the US. So yeah, all of those things are playing into the hands of Trump, and what we're also seeing is the dollar or US dominance and the US dollar reducing in value. And so that's also something that they are looking to do, because they want to drive down the price of the US dollar so that they have better terms to be able to negotiate with, but then also so that they have the ability to be able to refinance all of the levels of debt that they currently have outstanding, because the Biden administration left the Trump administration with literally billions of dollars worth of short-term finance that needs to be refinanced over the next 12 months. So they're working towards a strategy to do that. Driving down interest rates, driving down the US dollar means that when they issue those new US-backed treasuries, rather than having them on a 12-month or 6-month term, they'll extend those out to hopefully 30 years. But even better than that, I hope hopefully they can then start to drive their interest rates lower, so they can then print these bonds or issue these bonds over 100 years. Because if you can get down to historically low interest rates and then refinance all your debt from a 4% or to 3% or 3% to 1%, you're talking about 75% savings on all your interest costs on that debt over for the next 100 years. So we'll just see how all of that plays out. So this is exactly what the strategy. This is exactly the strategy that they are employing. Oops. Wrong camera select. There we go. So that's exactly the playbook that they are working towards. And so what we're looking at here is we've got the US dollar. So basically, since they've had all this tariffs have come in, we've had the US dollar fall, so basically declined by about 10 or 11%. And what this does is that allows the US to be able to reprice things. Volatility has also decreased significantly. So this was when all tariffs came in, and there was really a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen in global markets. Now the VIX is now back down in very, very reasonable terms. So even with all of the current announcements and information that's coming out, the markets are typically already priced already. And we've just hit earnings season as well in the US. So you'll see now forecasts forward for what will be the multinational companies believe that the income and profits they're going to be making going forward. And so and that will then reprice all of their share prices, because now the market is now saying, okay, well actually all these tariffs are not going to have a huge impact on the asset. All these tariffs are not going to have a huge impact on the markets. So what that means is that volatility is going to continue to decrease. And so USD market dominance again has come down because we've seen a significant amount of capital flow back into Bitcoin and into crypto market. So as this increases, what we're seeing is that people are selling out their crypto and they've got more USDT sitting in their brokerage accounts. As we see this decline, that USDT has been allocated into spot positions. Now, having a look at how Bitcoin broke out. So for the last, I've been talking about, I've been banging on about this for the last couple of months. We saw the price decline here, but we also have this long-term trend. So from the beginning of this current we've seen this long-term trend. So it goes all the way back down here to November 2022, which is our bottom. And we've seen this long-term trend coming up. And the price literally was consolidated into this triangle here, and then we saw it break above, price maintain above there, and then shoot up over the last couple of days, basically over the last weekly chart. We just see this nice guide-like candle here of the Bitcoin price. But what you'll also notice is that we bottomed out where we had a top previously. So through here, we had a lot of selling resistance at this sort of at this level through here, and that was all happening all throughout last year. Then we had Trump come in, we saw price increase, but it also again bounced off this long-term trend line. We saw price increase, and then we saw price actually come down and wick into this same sort of area, that $74,000 US, 75,000 US dollars to come in here. We've seen a weekend, and then from there again, just bounce off this particular area that was previously resistance, now became support, and then price moved higher. So realistically, between what we're looking for now with Bitcoin is for this downward trend line to be broken, and we want to have a look at where are we going to see our next levels of support. So where we are right now is probably a level of resistance. So the Bitcoin price to continue higher, we want to see it have a weak close above this area, sort of 96,000. And then we'll look to retest that 110 or 1,000 all-time high. Whenever I'm looking at making any investments, whether it's trading or spot holdings, I'm always looking at what do I think is going to be happening with Bitcoin, because that is going to give me the leading indicator for all trade movements going forward. If Bitcoin is having a bullish day, then the majority of altcoins will then also follow step with that. If Bitcoin is having a bearish day, or a bearish week, or a bearish month, then all altcoins will then sell down like that. But what happens in Bitcoin will happen at a great velocity in all of your holds. And what we see here is we've got the 20, so we've got the exponential moving average on a 2-week data point, 21 data points. So what we're looking at here is whenever Bitcoin is above this exponential moving average, we're in a bullish trend. Whenever the Bitcoin price comes underneath here, we're in a bearish trend. And what you will see when you look at this chart over the long term is that it is a very, very great indicator that will give you, I guess, the longer term trend of what Bitcoin is doing. And in this current bull run, we've seen it touch here, we've seen it touch here, and we've seen it bounce off here. So this is another reason why I expect prices to continue to consolidate during this week and then push higher towards that 110 and all-time high in Bitcoin. So how do I set up my charts for the week? And so what I look at doing is I want to have an indication on my chart of all of our, I want to have it all my levels of support and resistance from the prior month, from the prior week, all set up on my chart. So we're at the end of April at the moment, so we're still at our monthly high from last month's in here, but let's go through and I'll show you how I put together the weekly and the daily. And so another thing you need to be mindful of is my charts are all set up on the New York time. So when I'm looking at my 1 hour chart, my 1 hour candle, I'm looking at my daily, weekly, the day open and closes are all calculated on the New York day commencing and New York day ceasing. And I also have my brokerage account set up on my time cards as well. So why do I do that? Well, the majority of volume that happens on global markets is all occurring looking at all what has happened during the day. So what has happened during the Asian market, what has happened through the London market, opened at that particular point, and then between sort of 8 o'clock and say 10 to 11 o'clock at night, looking at, well, where do I think are going to be some good positions to take advantage of as the US market opens, and we get a lot more of that volume coming through. So that's how I sort of restructured my trading day, and so that sort of 3 hours, and I'm doing a lot of that work. Why? My phone is going to should be on silent. 1 second. Sorry about that. All right, so what I've got here is just a Bitcoin chart in front of us, and what I do is I then go out to monthly. If I was going to then, so what have I got on my chart at the moment? So I've got this upward trend line, this channel that Bitcoin is trading into, this long-term channel. This is our current sort of trend with this long-term trend line, but also this upper band in terms of the channel. And then what I have is I have our looking at weekly, monthly. What I have on here is my all-time high, my monthly high, which is from last month, and I've got my monthly low, which is from last month as well. And so what will happen is on the 1st of May, I'll move these particular data points to this particular candle here, depending on how this closes. And then what I do is I go back and have a look at weekly, and I then just move my weekly around. So I don't think that we're going to see a very large price increase between now and when the US market opens tonight. That could be wrong. And if that does occur, then I will then look at changing that. And so what I'm going to do is I just move the weekly high. And we see some confluence here between the weekly high and then also the monthly high. So this area here is going to be difficult for the Bitcoin price to be able to get through because you've got so much resistance here, multiple different areas of price. And then we go for the weekly low. Yep, so the weekly low here, and move that up to there. And then have a look at the daily. Again, I'll readjust these once the US opens, but have a look here. This is the daily. There, that's the daily high. And then here, look at the daily low. And what you'll find with Bitcoin price and then also in historical markets is you'll see a lot of buying and selling pressure and a test of the Monday daily high and low during the Tuesday. So what I want to do is I want to really make sure that those are put in there correctly and look for either buying or selling opportunities if and when the price comes down here, tests the Monday low and or tests or breaks, has a breakout of the Monday high. So that's what I'm looking at. Hopefully that's been educational for everybody, and I will see you again on Wednesday morning. So we're doing these sort of market scans and updates on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and also on Tuesday nights. On Mondays, weekdays will be 1:30, and then on Tuesday night it's at 6:30. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment if there's any particular resources